Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Fans waited in anticipation at the airport, their hearts racing for a glimpse of their favorite star. But what they got instead left them utterly shocked. Wang Yibo, the idol who has always charmed fans with his smiles and waves, deplaned without a single smile, no wave, and no acknowledgement of the crowd. It was as if the star had vanished into thin air. No screams, no excitement, just silence. What went wrong? Was this a sign of something deeper, or merely a moment of exhaustion? Stay with us as we unravel the truth behind this unacceptable moment, only here on Star Watch Now. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Star Watch Now. Today, we dive into an event that has left fans questioning not just Wang Yibo's actions, but the very nature of fame itself. Was his silence at the airport just a momentary lapse, or does it signal a deeper change in the way idols interact with their fans? The incident at the airport was nothing short of shocking. Fans who had gathered to catch a glimpse of their beloved star, Wang Yibo, were left in a state of disbelief as they watched him disembark from his flight. The man who had always greeted them with a smile, a wave, and a friendly gesture seemed almost unrecognizable in that moment. With his headphones on and his eyes downcast, he walked through the terminal, seemingly unaffected by the crowd of fans eagerly awaiting his attention. There were no screams, no excited cheers, just a strange silence that filled the air. This moment left many fans confused, even disappointed. For years, Wang Yibo had built his image as a charming and approachable idol, known for his openness with fans and his infectious energy. He had always been the star who engaged with his supporters, often going out of his way to show appreciation for their love and loyalty. But now, there he was, walking past them as though they didn't exist, as though the very people who had lifted him to stardom were nothing more than a distant blur. What made this even more perplexing was the stark contrast to the past. Just months ago, Yibo had been the center of attention at airports, with fans eagerly clamoring for a glimpse, hoping for a brief interaction. His usual smiles, waves, and quick exchanges had become iconic moments for his fans, who saw them as symbols of his warmth and generosity. But now, his silence felt almost like an act of defiance, a cold and distant stance that left his followers questioning what had happened to the warm, approachable idol they had grown to love. It wasn't just about the lack of a smile or a wave. It was about the shift in energy, the sudden removal of the connection that had once made fans feel like they were seen, heard, and appreciated. The moment was jarring, and it made many wonder whether this was a result of exhaustion, a need for privacy, or something deeper. For the first time, Wang Yibo's actions seemed to reflect a man who had reached the limit of his public persona, someone who was no longer willing to give everything to satisfy the expectations of his fans. The silence spoke volumes, and it left a lasting impact on all those who had witnessed it. The pressure of fame is something that's often overlooked by fans, yet it can weigh heavily on those who live under its unforgiving spotlight. For celebrities like Wang Yibo, the expectations placed on them are enormous, with every move scrutinized and every moment of their lives observed. The glitz and glamour of the entertainment industry may seem enticing from the outside, but for those who walk this path, it is an exhausting and relentless journey. Wang Yibo, known for his versatility as a singer, actor, and even a racing driver, has always been a star who seems to radiate energy. He has built a reputation for being warm and approachable, always engaging with his fans, giving them a glimpse of the person behind the persona. Yet, what many don't see is the immense strain of living a life that is constantly on display. The pressure to maintain that perfect image, the pressure to always be on. These expectations take their toll, often silently, leaving stars like Yibo to wrestle with their own emotions in private. It's easy to forget that these public figures are human. While they might appear invincible on stage, their internal struggles can be just as intense as anyone else's. The constant juggling of filming schedules, public appearances, and personal commitments, combined with the demands of fans and the media, can lead to a sense of exhaustion that can't be ignored. Yibo's silent moment at the airport wasn't just a fleeting act. It was a manifestation of the silent battle he's been fighting for years. The need for a break, the desire for solitude, the yearning to escape from the constant pressure. Behind the smile, the energy, and the performances, there's a person who, like everyone else, has limits. For Yibo, that moment of silence was a reminder of the unspoken cost of fame, the burden of living up to the relentless expectations of being perfect, of never showing weakness, and of being constantly available to others. In that brief moment of withdrawal, he revealed the vulnerability that many fans fail to see, the toll that fame has taken on him, and the need to step back, even if only for a moment, to reclaim some semblance of peace. Fame, after all, is not a shield from exhaustion. It's a constant battle to balance personal needs with public expectations. The shift in fan culture is a profound and inevitable change that has been quietly unfolding over the years. Once, fans were conditioned to idolize their favorite stars as perfect beings, constantly seeking their approval and admiration. The idea of an idol was synonymous with a flawless image, always smiling, always energetic, always available. It was a one-sided relationship where the idol was expected to give, to perform, and to constantly please. However, with moments like Wang Yibo's silent walk through the airport, something is starting to shift in the hearts and minds of fans. There is a growing recognition that idols are not just entertainment machines, but human beings with real emotions, struggles, and limitations. For years, fans have poured their energy into their love for the stars, often overlooking the toll that this immense public pressure takes on them. But now, with events like the one at the airport, there's a deeper understanding starting to emerge. Fans are beginning to realize that silence can be just as powerful as a wave, that a withdrawn moment can speak volumes about the humanity of the person behind the fame. This shift in fan culture is not just about sympathy. It's about maturity. The idea that idols are entitled to their privacy, their moments of exhaustion, and their need for solitude is gradually becoming more accepted. Fans are learning to respect boundaries, to understand that their idols aren't just figures to be admired from afar. They are people who also need space to breathe, to recharge, and to exist outside of the limelight. It's a new kind of relationship, one based on mutual respect rather than blind adoration. What makes this shift so significant is that it marks a departure from the relentless pursuit of perfection. Fans are no longer looking for an idol to embody an impossible ideal. Instead, they are embracing the idea that flaws and moments of vulnerability make their idols more real, more relatable, and ultimately more deserving of respect. Wang Yibo's moment of silence, which initially shocked his fans, is now seen as a symbol of growth within fan culture. An understanding that an idol's worth is not measured by their public performance, but by their ability to be human. In a world where noise and visibility often define a star's worth, Wang Yibo's silent exit was a powerful statement. It's easy to mistake silence for indifference, but in reality, it can be an act of self-preservation. By choosing to remain quiet, he was asserting his need for privacy in an overwhelming world. Silence, after all, can be just as impactful as 1,000 words. Perhaps this silent moment, though unexpected, is exactly what we need to remember. That fame doesn't require constant performance. Sometimes, true strength lies in simply being still. Let's not forget that this is the same Wang Yibo who lights up the stage, who interacts with fans, and who works tirelessly to bring joy to millions. His smile has been one of the reasons fans adore him. So, why should we judge a single moment when the larger picture is one of dedication and sincerity? His silence, in fact, should be seen as a reminder of the weight he carries, the sacrifices he makes, and the very real pressures that accompany a life under the spotlight. So, the next time we see our idols in a moment of silence, let's remember, their humanity is what makes them truly extraordinary. Wang Yibo's silent moment at the airport doesn't make him any less of a star. It simply reminds us that every great star needs space to shine brighter. Thank you for joining us here on Star Watch Now. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into Wang Yibo's life, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on your favorite stars. Stay tuned and let's continue this journey together. Until next time.